Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 13th June 2023. My name is TSV Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. hariboltrsvnectar nectar. In this particular vlog, in all my previous videos, we have been discussing about the knowledge and information that we have gleaned through the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video is no exception to that rule. It is, in fact, a mere continuation of what we have been doing in all my previous videos in this vlog. Kindly subscribe to this vlog and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of all my previous videos. So let us continue with the topic of today. We have been discussing about a very important statement made by Swami Yogananda Paramhansa of the International YSS Society of India, also known as Yogoda Satsang Society of India. Swami Yogananda Paramhansa said that God is too complicated an entity to be reduced to a rule. This particular statement impressed me as well as intrigued me. In other words, Swamiji wanted to say that we mortals, ordinary human living entities, do not have the capacity, capability, or intelligence to understand what God is thinking. He is far, far, far above us in intelligence, maturity, and experience. In this process, we are dealing with a few case histories. We talked about Osho, Acharya Rajneesh, then Swami Asaram Bapu, and today we shall talk about another person whose life story will authenticate this statement. There is a place called Abbottabad in Baluchistan, which is in the present day Pakistan. However, during the pre-partition period, one very great saint appeared in Abbottabad. This saint founded an organization or a spiritual organization called Dera Sacha Soda. It was a very popular organization which began getting followers even in Abbottabad. However, not satisfied with its immediate success, this gentleman relocated to the East Punjab area, which is now in India. This East Punjab area included one province in the south of Punjab, which is today known as Haryana. In the early 60s or late 50s of the 20th century, Swamiji of Abbotabad, also known as Abbot Swami, relocated the organization to Haryana. Here, lo and behold, this organization grew very fast. More and more followers and devotees joined this organization day by day. Swami Abbot Swami of this Dera Sacha Sauda lived till an old age and ultimately passed on, leaving the organization and its management in the hands of some devoted followers and devotees. One of them took over one huge branch of this organization while the remaining part of Dera Sacha Sauda went to another follower. That follower took his branch and relocated elsewhere, and he started running the spiritual organization in a different name. However, the chunk of Dera Sacha Sauda passed on to this follower. In the year 1965, a boy was born to this chief of Dera Sacha Sauda's greater chunk in Haryana. It is the life story of this very person who was born in 1965 that will vouch for and authenticate the statement that God is too complicated an entity to be reduced to a rule. Abbot Swami was a saint. So were his ardent devotees and followers. The man who headed the current Dera Sacha Sauda was also an extremely nice, devout, spiritually inclined, saintly person. However, this boy who was born in August 1965 begged to differ. He had nothing of his father's or his original guru's genius and spiritual intelligence. This guy turned out to be a regular cheat, fraud, and crook. He was also extremely unscrupulous. When his own father was growing old, this guy, also called Gurunath or some other name, got friendly with some unsavory, unscrupulous, murderous, and violent fellows from Punjab. These guys were from a group called Khalistan, and they were terrorists. These guys were more feared than respected. They were very violent, and brooked no opposition. With the muscle of these terrorists, this young boy was still in his early 20s, took over the management of Dera Sacha Sauda. He renamed himself as Guru Ram Rahim. He had, as I said before, nothing of a devout saint or a head of a spiritual organization. This guy was totally materialistic, avaricious, and perverted sexually. However, this guy had some political clout, and as other yakshas of the Rakshasa clan or demonic clan have, this guy had the quality to attract and manage wealth. Wealth and money poured to him in truckloads. He began acquiring several pieces of land forcibly and building his own hideouts and branches there. Soon he had a headquarters where he constructed a basement in which he indulged in all sorts of sexual kinks and nefarious activities. He now had several young, beautiful female followers, one of them being a beautiful girl called Honey. This guy not only brooked no opposition, but he muscled in on the privacy of several of his followers and devotees. People all around were not only devoted to the spiritual organization, but they were also mortally afraid of this Guru Ram Rahim. Soon this man got a lot of notoriety plus followers and devotees not only in India but all around the world. However, as one says, nemesis strikes even the most wary transgressor. The cups, the cup of woe of this Guru Ram Rahim filled over and started flowing out. This man, in the meantime, not only indulged in sexual activities with other girls and women, he also tortured and castrated several of his own male followers. Not only that, he also committed several murders of his own male devotees and followers who protested against his lecherous activities. However, one of them took courage and contacted a press reporter who published an article which was against this Guru Ram Rahim. Several other followers and devotees followed suit and began lodging complaints with the press in Haryana and Punjab. Soon, rumors of this man's nefarious activities spread all around the country and then internationally. The government was now forced to take action. One day, despite his muscle, his power, his clout, his political clout, influence, wealth, etc., this guy was arrested by the police and sent by helicopter to the maximum security prison called Tihar in Delhi. He was, after some time, tried and sentenced to life imprisonment as a third rate criminal. It is here that the statement God is too complex an entity comes into meaningful and mean and importance. One cannot understand how such a demon turned out to be a head of a spiritual organization just because he was born in the house of the previous head of that spiritual organization. Even here, how could a saint give birth to a demon of this size? One wonders. People are genuinely spiritual who want self realization, liberation, deliverance to Godhead, etc., are quite nice who they hug the background. They are not known to everyone. They keep managing their own business, minding their own business, and spending that time in devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, it is quite ironic and paradoxical that such a demon like Guru Ram Rahim could head the very spiritual organization which attracted several of saintly and devout people all around the country and the world. This is what made me wonder what are God's plans. We have to make do with the belief that this is because of the past sanchit karma of that individual. This guy who became the head of a spiritual organization at the age of 21 or 22 was arrested in his late 40s or 50s and is today supposedly growing brinjals and tomatoes in the jail compound. What a fall for one so sublime to such ridiculous levels. It is said that it is but a step from the sublime to the ridiculous. This Guru Ram Rahim took several steps which dragged him into a manhole, and this guy ended into the city's sewer. We have to take a leaf out of the case or life story of this person to realize that it is very, very important to be good, devout, and spiritually inclined. We may not fear God, but we must certainly love Him and make us remember every day and every moment that we have come here with a purpose in life, and that purpose is divine. We have come here to fulfill God's divine purposes successfully and make an example of our own life story for the future generations. At the meantime, at the same time, we should try to get self realized, get liberated from repeated births and deaths, and finally get delivered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular subject, topic, or case history. Please give me your own expert opinions, thoughts, views, and ideas so that I may blend everything together for the sake of this society. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.